Hello, my friends. My name is Shane Dean. I'm also known as Shark in certain realms of entertainment, radio, and music. In my spare time, I enjoy watching movies, playing guitar, as well as listening to music, of course. In my lifetime, I've culminated quite the career as an entertainer, starting on stage doing plays and musicals as a child in school, which inadvertently led to the next biggest stage in Minnesota, which would be radio. So I worked at several radio stations over the years, as well as starring in several feature films, and I've had a band or two in my day as well. One of my more fond, funny experiences was the time I had Tony Hawk as my guest on a radio station known as The Edge in Phoenix, Arizona. And this takes place in the early 2000s when he had one of his video games come out, the Pro Skater video game series. And he was doing some promotional work through our radio station and came to do a guest appearance. And the funny thing is I had my mother on the air with me. She was visiting from Minnesota as I was working at the Edge Radio in Phoenix. And I introduced her to my program director, and they felt that she was witty enough to join me on my radio show and chime in accordingly, since we kind of have that cool vibe. Anyway, so Mom and I are on the radio doing my show, bantering back and forth, na, clicking like usual. And in walks Tony Hawk to do his appearance on my radio show. So Tony and I are on the air talking to Mom, blah, 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 talking about pro skating, talking about the Pro Skater video games. I think we even brought up the movie Gleaming the Cube that Tony co-starred in with Christian Slater back in the 80s. So Tony had to leave to go down to the live remote where he was making an appearance at Alice Cooperstown, which is kind of like a hard rock cafe, Alice Cooper style. And it's a club in downtown Phoenix, which is no longer, unfortunately. So Tony had to leave the studio and head down there. As he's leaving the studio, my mom checks him out and goes, "Oh my goodness, he has quite the nice tush." I'm like, "Yeah, Ma. Of course he's got a nice tush. He's got buns of steel. He's a professional athlete." And stop looking at Tony's butt. So Tony left the studio to head down to the live broadcast down at Alice Cooperstown. Mom and I wrapped it up and got in the truck and headed down to the club to go hang out with the rest of the gang. So as we're approaching the venue, I put my mom's arm in mine. I linked up arms like, she's attractive. She's an attractive lady, so I had her along as my arm charm, and I wanted to keep her locked in because I think she's got some sort of twisted little plan for Tony's behind. So we are walking up the stairs to the private VIP gathering, and I'm laying the rules down to Mom once again. I'm like, "Mom, we got to watch our language. Remember, when we're on the radio, we can't say F, we can't say SH, we can't say even damn it." I don't even want my mom to say damn it on the air, because once she starts swearing, it doesn't stop. So we get up to the VIP area, and off of a short distance away, they're having a live broadcast with some of the regular Edge DJs, such as Craven Moorhead, Robin Nash. I think Dead Air Dave was on there. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we had Jackie the Joke Man from the Howard Stern show also on board for that event. So it was a pretty full house. We had a lot of people there. Mom and I are walking up to the VIP area, and we noticed the catering table with all these wonderful hors d'oeuvres. So together with my mom as my arm charm and locked in for security purposes, we start dishing up a plate of little hors d'oeuvres, the crackers, the meats, the cheeses, all the little foo-foo stuff. And then suddenly Mom notices the dessert table over there. And she goes, "Oh, Shane, look. There's those little cream cheese bites that we love so much. The little cream cheese bites, the little frozen cream cheese bites that are covered in chocolate and got a little raspberry swizzle on top. Ah, my favorite." So I go, oh yeah. She goes, go grab us a plate of those. I'm like, yeah. So I set our hors d'oeuvres down. I unlock the arm and I let Mom go as I go to approach the dessert table. I'm dishing up the dessert, the cream cheese bites onto the little plate, and I realized I let Mom go. And I look toward the broadcast, and she is beelining it towards Tony Hawk, who was live on the air being interviewed at the time. My mom cruised by and gave him a drive-by smacking on his derriere, and he jumped out of his sneakers and was like, holy shit! And I'm like, Mom, what the And she's like, no swearing on the radio, boys. We had such an uproar of laughter up in that VIP area. All of our radio DJs were laughing their butts off. I'm embarrassed as hell. Tony's blushing. And I think Jackie the Joke Man was rolling on the floor and ended up falling down the stairs. He was laughing so hard. So that, in a nutshell, is the short version of my experience with Tony Hawk live on the air with my mom. Well, that's about all I have for you right now. I really hope I'm an excellent fit for this job. I feel I could definitely be an asset to the team, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you very much. This is Shane Dean, aka Shark, over and out.